Highway, Suburbs, and Conformity. On June 29, 1956, President Dwight Eisenhower signed the Federal Aid Highway Act, also known as the Interstate Highway System. This act was first developed after Eisenhower had been stationed in Germany, where he had been impressed by the network of high-speed roads known as the Reichsautobahn. The act provided $26 billion to build 41,000 miles of road to eliminate unsafe roads, inefficient routes, traffic jams, and all other things that avoid safe and speedy travel. The federal grant covered 90% of the cost, while the other 10% came from an increased gasoline tax. The construction of the interstate highway system was important as a military strategy to allow troops to navigate the country in case of attack, as well as creating quicker evacuation routes in case of nuclear attack. When the Interstate Highway Act was first passed, most Americans supported it. Soon, however, the unpleasant consequences of all road building began to show. The most unpleasant of all was the damage the roads were inflicting on the city neighborhoods in their path. They displaced people from their homes, sliced communities in half, and led to abandonment and decay in city after city. Affordable housing and the desire to leave these cities were all factors that prompted many white Americans to flee to suburbia. Levittown was one of the most well-known suburban areas of this time. Developers such as William Levitt began to buy land on the outskirts of cities and use mass production techniques to build modest, inexpensive tract houses that soon were known as suburbans. Levitt offered 5 different styles of these homes, although each had the same floor plan, including 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, and no basement. The kitchen was situated near the back of the house so mothers can keep an eye out on their children in the backyard. Levitt identified 27 different steps to build a house. Therefore, 27 different teams of builders were hired to construct these homes. Within 1 year, Levitt was building 36 houses per day. Here's a video that shows what it is like to live in present-day suburbs that is in sync to Little Boxes by Malvina Reynolds. By definition, conformity is the compliance with standards, rules, or laws. The white Americans that kept chasing the American dream were known to express their views of conformity as it provided them with stability after World War II and the Great Depression. People also followed this way of life as they did not want to be viewed as un-American during the era of communist hunt. Although men and women had been forced into new employment patterns during World War II, once the war was over, traditional roles were reaffirmed. Men expected to be the breadwinners, and women, even when they worked, assumed their proper place was at home. As a part of conformity, residents of suburbs pledged to mow their lawn on a weekly basis to keep it looking uniform. Americans loved the chance to avoid rent and the dirtiness of the city to live in their own homes on their own land. Soon, shopping centers and fast food restaurants added to the convenience of the suburban life. Despite the American middle class flourishing, there was still poverty, racism, and alienation in America that was rarely depicted on television. Minorities seemed to be shut out from the emerging American dream.